Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you here, and on just another picture-perfect Friday afternoon. It's as simple as that. The weather is beautiful out. Fast main track, firm turf course, Tapeta as well. Barely a ripple on the infield lake there, and wow, we had some excitement yesterday in the finale at 45-1. A horse that ran like he was about 7-5, blew up the rainbow, and somebody hit it upstate New York, I guess, for $298,000.
A huge score. It was a $1,900 and change ticket. Sometimes we say this a lot, and it's sometimes not always about handicapping. It's about gambling. And if you look at his ticket structure, he did not have any strong opinions, except in race 7, where he just took 2 horses. I'm presuming this is a he. It very well could have been a she. But with the race 7, the Hefe de Ober race, they just went too deep. But bought the last race, messed around, bought a few more of these races. But they gambled, and it paid off.
Yeah, when Just FYI and certainly Gunsong were flat and didn't win race 6, it really opened up. Now, with all that being said, there was a massive favorite that was just supposed to win the finale and didn't run at all, and even Oscar Worthy was next up on the pole if the favorite didn't win. Doctor's orders, and didn't happen, and boom, the blow up there. I think 46-1 or something in the finale, and there you go. So golf clap to whoever it was out there on, like you said, that $1,900 ticket. But regardless, as we always did say, we'll still have a mandatory on Sunday. We've got 2 days of racing to get there, and they're estimating at $1 million. And regardless, they always do send it in.
Yes.
So we look forward to that. Tickets are out there, and we'll have some videos and stuff. Ronnie will be back with us tomorrow. So just looking forward to that on a little bit of the bookkeeping. But we'll start anew and fresh today in race number 4. 9-race card today, but we'll kick it off with an early pick 5 in race number 1, about 53 minutes to post here. Take a look at my ticket. I had to rework things a little bit. There was a huge favorite in the first race that scratched out Akati King, so I think that really opens the race up. So I had to go 3 deep in there. The big spread is race number 2, and that's my long shot. I'm back with Impanema Princess today. Had I don't know what she had last time. Race number 3, I'm on the 4. That is Want All the Smoke, who becomes a huge favorite with Bella Mendy coming out. Race number 4, the 5 for me, and that is Put the Crazy away. And in race number 5, that's my best bet, Balados Beach, at a short number, adding Lasix, dropping out of good stakes race. That's a $30 early pick 5 for me, and we'll kick it off here in the opener. We're at a flat 1-turn mile on a fast main track. These are $8,000 3 L's, 4-year-olds and up, and as I mentioned, the big scratch, Akati King at 7-5 on the morning line is going to be out, and so I'll let you take it away with the one Come Dream With Me, looking for 3 in a row.
Yeah, hard to do. I do scratch into this horse. I thought Akati King was really tough to beat. But first off, the claim for a barn that doesn't really do this too often, but the horse is in really good form right now. The 7 furlongs win, the last 2 7-furlong wins were decent ones. Never tried this 1-turn mile, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, but certainly has run, like you said, in the last 2, like he's going to handle it just fine. Everybody moves way up with the scratch, including the 2 Secret Lover, who's the last time he was on dirt, boy, was he just facing eons better on this drop for Sano.
Yeah, he was. Once upon a time, this horse actually, he might be stakes placed, I think, earlier on in the Florida bred stakes series. But the surface is perfect for him. I thought that the Tapeta was going to be maybe a better effort from him, but
I don't think he's a 2-turn horse.
No, that's a good point.
And it's good to see Tyler ride here as well. That's a big positive. Mr. Scatter's in the mix on a huge drop as well, and you've got Knox trying to find his form. It's been a long time since Knox threatened anybody late in a race.
Yeah, hard to really make him.
At least on top, to be sure. Early pick 4 and the TT pick 3 kicks off in race 2. We are on the turf course. It's firm. The rails are out at 31 feet in here. It's a $25,000 claimer. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. It's a 3L or have not won a race since 9/14 of last year. I scratched these horses yesterday. They are in today. Scratched the 7, Sassy Alley. I was a day ahead yesterday. Let's take a look at your TT pick 3 ticket. I'll tweet out the early 4, which is simply a run back.
I kind of did a little bit of changing here, but we'll get into this race. Race 5. This is my single, and this is what I changed. Originally, I had a couple horses in here, but Bellato's Beach, a 7-year-old getting Lasix for the first time, that is huge. So I'm just going to single there.
It's a very, very short number, and I couldn't agree with you more.
Right, yeah. So in race number 9, this one, this is an interesting race here. I do have the 8 on top. She's a Tempest, but Faye's Rhonda Cares is an interesting horse, as well as Sinead. I think that Sinead is interesting on the stretch out.
Yeah, I made her the morning line favorite. We'll have to see. This is a very, very
it's a tough,
tricky, problematic race. I'm looking forward to talking about it. But let's get back in to race number 2 now. And we're going to start with you again. It's a big scratch. Sassy Alley, she was 20-1, okay, on the morning line. She was also the speed of this race. I think it changes the complexion a little bit. You've got the 5, Smiling Ellie, on top, and we'll show them why.
Yeah, well, this was a really tough beat here for Smiling Ellie. You see, here she is on the rail. She got a nice ground-saving trip under Dylan Davis. Did everything right in this race except win, which is it's tough like that here. Goats on a Tree ends up winning the race, but it was really a matter of a nose hair, quite literally here, because look at this. Right on, just noses on the wire there, and it came down to a bob and a good bob and a bad bob, and hopefully today she'll get a good bob. She's now 3rd start off the layoff, and I like this. I like this move.
Yeah, she's the house horse too, because you've got some horses dropping a little bit, you got some horses rising from a 2L. She's proven at this level, and this is where she's supposed to be. Ipanema Princess was my long shot last time. She deserved a better fate. I don't know what was happening early in the race. She looked like she was the lone speed on paper.
Yeah.
She broke on top, and of all people, Amiciel took her back. So I don't know why.
It was
very odd. She didn't like it at all. And then on the far turn, like she was going to blow all by, she made a power move about 7 wide, got abreast to the leaders, and it was just too much, and she tired out late. With the scratch, I just wonder now if they say, you know what, we're going back to what worked.
She's got
send her, or at the very least, put her in the race early. She clearly didn't like it last time. To be beaten 3 lengths, we can't show the entirety of the trip. You would have had to show the whole race. To be beaten 3 lengths, I think it's kind of a testament to where her form is. And Jose Gallegos and Amity Racing have done some good work together. So I'm back with her today. Mi Amore, Oscar Gonzalez firing again. Vicente Stella, obviously, the leading owner. Mi Amore is a big player in here on a little bit of a drop.
I think so too, and pay attention to this horse as well, because Tongue Twister's in the finale. So that will be interesting to see that filly back. But once upon a time, she did have speed. She's kind of, I don't want to say lost it, but she just hasn't, in her last couple of races, has been behind the 8 ball. I kind of like what you were thinking with Ipanema Princess. Maybe Jockey Luis Saez just kind of gets her out a little bit.
At least puts her in the race. No Boston Rose, huge drop for her with the Tory for Jack Sisters.
Yeah, and so I did have her in 3rd, and I thought Ipanema Princess was just going to be a little bit better. Yeah, huge drop in class.
Yeah, she was 4th at for 50 in a starter last time. It's a big drop for her today. Race number 3, we're on the Tapeta. We're at 5 furlongs in a 12-5 maiden claimer. We scratch out the second choice, Bella Mende. That's a big one here. And let you know also that No Tip Tony is in that 122 today, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
Or maybe I got that one.
I didn't. That was yesterday. Rajiv was.
Rajiv on 122. Scratch that. I was a day ahead of myself yesterday. Big scratch of Belly Mende. I was going to use them both. All right, you're going a different way, though. You're on No Tip Tony. We got the replay as well.
This is my long shot today here. I thought No Tip Tony ran really, really well, this filly. If you just take out her dirt races and her dirt race, her 2-turn race, and her turf race, she ran really, really well here. She's the 8. The 1, Nana Boo Boo, was supposed to win this race. You can see when she kind of angled more to the inside and as signify nothing as well.
Yeah.
They kind of, it's like they hit quicksand, which is like what usually happens on the Tapeta. So unfortunately, we're still on the 2-post here, but she ran so well last time. I'm going to come back with her.
And like you said, Nana Boo Boo, she's in a stakes over the weekend. Long shot, but still, she was supposed to win that race. I just have to believe all the smoke's going to be too much for these gals now today, especially with the scratch of Bella Mende. She drops from 35. Kent Sweezy on the Tapeta as well. Dylan Davis is here. It all adds up to her, but she's a very short price.
Yes, yeah.
Grayson Cat, the 5. The Walensky's, we've talked about this a lot. They work them very fast in the morning, and the Tapeta is very fast in the morning. So check the tote board out.
Yeah.
She worked 46-1.
Yeah, look, if she can run 46-1 in this race, she might beat these. So but again, like you said, they all work very fast. The Walensky barn for sure in the morning.
Yeah, she's supposed to be live and taking money. Maybe even the 6, Easy As You Please. Joe Orsino, a homebred for Joe and Beasy as well. Connections that won the other day. So take note of that. We'll take a break here. When we come back, the Rainbow race number 4. It's going to start anew today. Ron Nicoletti's got the tickets. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Naddle, Samantha Perry with you on another Picture Perfect Friday afternoon. We've got a 9-pack for you, 3 down, 6 to go. And the big news, of course, yesterday, somebody hit that rainbow for $298,000. Congratulations. But we're right back today. Pool should be very, very healthy. And as I mentioned, Ron Nicoletti's got his ticket. We'll take a look at it now. And I'll tell you what, it is not an easy sequence today.
It's not at all. And it's a fun one. Usually there's singles alive the day after they hit it. So get involved. We'll get into this race in a second. Race 5, he is singling the 5 Balados Beach. That's a single for me as well on my Tropical Turf Pick 3. Race number 6, he has Incoming, Classy War, and Go Win One. That was my long shot last time. She's back. She ran really well. Race 7, Race 7, 3 deep, Vindicate, Cha-Cha, Miss Vivian, and Obstreperous. Race 8, just 3 of them. Upstanding. The big scratch was catalytic out of that race, but upstanding. God's Timing, and the Thor. And in the finale, he is Sinead, and she's a Tempest. I like it.
Yep, there you go.
32.40.
And I'll tell you what, if Balados Beach doesn't win, I would wager that there will be singles in the last because she's going to be a single on a lot of tickets today. We'll get there in a second. Let's start it out in race number 6. We're 6 furlongs again on a fast main track. Fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 or a race again since 9/14 of last year. The tag is 25. Everybody is here, and we're both on the same pick. Put the Crazy away. We've got a replay in that. You've been on this Moscow barn a couple times where it's been very, very live.
Well, I don't know if you remember. Put the Crazy away. I picked her last time. I think she was my long shot. And I know that you haven't looked at horses your whole life, but even you could tell the size of her. Do you remember how huge she was? Okay, she did not pick up her feet an inch on the Tapeta, but look at her at Parks before, but this was back in June. She just, look, it was just a gallop in, but she ran really well this race here. That was her last time on the dirt. I like what the barn did, though. They gave her just the tune-up on the Tapeta here. She just was a non-threatening 6th place finish. My comment on her was built like a tank, needs to get back to the dirt. Boom, we're right back to the dirt here today. If she can get back to half of that, I don't know how they're going to beat her. She's my best bet today.
All right, interesting. 30, 30, and 60 cents on the dollar in her last 3 races at Parks. We talk about it a lot. What happens at Parks stays at Parks. But this barn has come down here this winter and been very live, and I've been impressed with the work that they've done. Maybe she gets hit a little bit off this 3-1. But Olga is taking a massive drop today.
Yeah, this is huge. She's like never been in for just a straight claiming $25,000 tag. Now, does she have any run? That's the big question.
That is
She's
a big
got her
question.
heart broken a few times.
Yeah, and what do you do with Poema, the two? Another one just going way down.
Yeah, I'm happy to see her sprinting
Yeah.
again.
7 was way too much for her.
Yeah, she couldn't do it. She tried though, and it didn't work out. I don't know where her form is. She's kind of like an Olga to me. Like,
yeah, I will say this about Poema, who would absolutely laugh at this field on her day. Now her day's gone. Okay, we get that, but she's never lost her speed, and I do think that's significant.
Yep.
You can see, even though she's tired pretty badly in a few starts late, she's never lost her speed. If she breaks on top like I expect her to do, she's going to be problematic to run down. The question is, does Olga press her or not, being right outside?
Yeah, and What a World has speed too.
And What a World has some speed down on the inside and probably has to go from down there as well. Ganesh, I put in the mix too. She's another one dropping too.
Yeah.
Our top pick has got to step up today because these three she's facing are all dropping in class. Race number 5 on the turf, and it kicks off the late pick 5. We're at 1 mile and 3/8. The rail again, 31 feet today. It's an optional claimer for the fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. We do have a scratch of the 1, and it's Mama Bell. We're going to have a short number on Balados Beach, and we'll take a look at your late pick 5 ticket now.
Yeah, I'm going to single right away with Balados Beach here. Race number 6. It's a spread race for me. I have the 6 Go Win 1 on top. He was my long shot last time and ran huge for a first time out for a barn that's just been a little quiet. Race 7, the 6 on top for me, that's Miss Vivienne. Race number 8, I do have the 6 on top, the Thor. Always had the Thor on top. At race number 9, I have the 8 on top, and that is She's a Tempest. $60 is the play for me, Brian.
All right, there we go. It's going to start out with a very short number because that's Balados Beach. We don't really have anything to show you because it wasn't like she was making a big dent in the La Proviente, the graded stakes race, or the Via Borghese. But she wasn't embarrassed either. All of those horses that you see in her running lines would be 1 to 5 in here. Graded stakes kind of horses. And I know you love this too. As a 7-year-old, she gets Lasix
That's
today.
huge.
Yeah.
When an older horse gets Lasix for the first time, it's just more times than not you can cash a bet here. And her form just looks good. The race, the La Prevoyante, they all finished in a blanket.
Yeah.
So she was just right there.
Yep.
She just didn't get it done.
Nope, that was the Pegasus Stakes earlier in the championship meet. From there, if you can nail the one punch exacta, you're going to get paid because there are a lot of different ways you can go. Let's show you Tarnima in Sugary.
Yes.
I think I had Sugary at maybe 4-1 second choice on the morning line. They did not bet a nickel on her, and I wonder if maybe she's going to be tighter today.
Well, here I wanted to show this gallop out here of Tarima. She just goes by, which is good. And the blinkers come off today on Tarima. Now, Sugary, she was a little bit further behind here. But what I like about Tarima, especially today, is they pull the blinkers off. You're going 1 mile and 3/8. You don't need them as much. Now, Sugary just kind of picked up the pieces late of that race as well, but she galloped out okay too. But I think Tarima is who you want.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I don't know if you want anyone. It was a very slow race for the level. They couldn't bet enough on Silvology. She was weird. So much the best. It was weird, but maybe she's going places for Shug and Stuart Janney. We'll see. That's why I went away to Bourbon Thief, who was a good second at this trip when last seen.
Yeah, well, you said it, and now at least has that race under her belt, which is a good sign. The You Know Nothing, she came back in a stakes race on Fountain of Youth Day, and she ran okay.
She ran okay
for Clement. So that's just some food for thought.
We'll call her the wild card. We'll call her the newcomer. That's the 8 Sunny Spell for Graham Motion. He ran another Euro import yesterday on the Tapeta off a long layoff. She's going to get Lasix. The barn has struggled, admittedly. We'll just take a look at a stat on her. John Velasquez, a Hall of Famer, will ride. That's a good sign. It's not a huge sample, but this is trainer switch at 10 furlongs. You know, maybe I think we've come to realize that these horses are maybe legging up.
Oh my gosh, yeah. yeah, I don't think you can bet enough on them when they get to Keeneland.
Because yesterday looked a little short on a horse
Big
that should
time.
have some, on a horse that you liked a lot, at least looks-wise.
Yeah,
right?
looks-wise, yeah, and
Yeah.
just, was blowing hard coming back from that
Yeah.
race. Just was not fit,
Yeah, so maybe just take note of that. Let's go to the late pick 4 in race number 6 now. It's a maiden optional claimer. 50 is the tag. The Florida breds don't have to run for that tag. These are 3-year-olds here, and a clean field of 8. The 8 is a gelding. Take note of that. I know you like that. Let's take a look at my late pick 4 ticket. I'll throw a blanket on this race. Now, I'll throw the blanket on the first 2 races for that matter. In race number 7, the top pick is the 4, my Sonny Valentine. I've got the single in race 8. That's down on the inside, Upstanding, who very impressive 2-back for Pletcher. And in race number 9, I've got the 2 on top. That is Sinead.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. I think they're going to bet pretty hard on that horse, and that's a $25 late pick 4 ticket for me. Let's get back into the opening leg. I found it pretty difficult. Let's see where you went. You went with the 6, Go Win 1 for Heather Smullen. Ran very well on debut, and we'll show it to you.
Yeah, we will. And this horse was my long shot. And
Yeah.
I was really shocked at how well this horse ran. Actually, I look, this horse was working well in the morning for just let's be honest, a $6,000 purchase here. Sneaky has run many times and was taking just many. But this horse had to win that day. But out of the rest of the race, I thought that Go Win 1 ran really well. It was a great ride by Junior Alvarado to just stay towards the outside. And I think this horse is going to take another step forward. Is it enough to get into the winner's circle? Maybe, but maybe not. But maybe as well, because there are some question marks like your pick here.
Yeah, the firsters are, the firsters are supposed to be bet. The 3 Billionaires Row and the 8 Wamaponog Chief as well. I've got Billionaires Row. I mean, the Tapeta drill sticks out, and it was at 5 furlongs. That's what I like.
Yeah.
We talk about how fast they work in the morning. Well, that's oftentimes 3 and 4 furlongs.
Yeah.
They blitz off in 45 or 46. 5 furlongs and 59 and 1 for a homebred son of Munnings, gelded as well.
Gelded, yep.
That sticks out to me.
It does, and that's a good sign coming into a race like this because anybody can work a bullet going 3/8 and a half, but getting a little bit more air in the lungs going 5/8, that's true. And it's good to see they reach out for jockey Luis Saez.
I think that's important too. Louis is going to ride here. Classy War in the cutback for you.
Oh, well, look, I'm not a big fan of the cutback here at all, but he has not done it in some time, so maybe it's going to be a little bit better.
And then the first-time starter is the 8 Wamaponog Chief, the Mbizi Orsino runner. We got a stat, too.
Yeah, we do. What do you do with this horse? I don't know. There's a couple Mbizi runners this weekend that I'm not really sure about, but this isn't a great. But
it's not.
Orsino doesn't crank him up
Nope.
first time out.
He can do it, but they're not going to be necessarily cranked. I thought with Tyler aboard, they're going to this horse a gelding, too. They're going to bet this horse today. We'll have to see. Tricky race to kick off the late pick 4. Late pick 3 in race number 7. We're back on the Tapeta, this time at 5 furlongs in what is a starter optional claimer. These are fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. There's no changes other than the 3. This was kind of very late. The 3 is going to run with no hind shoes. Take note of that. You were on Miss Vivienne, who was my best bet of the day. 2-back and was just in too tough last time.
Yep, very, very tough. Band on a run. We'll see in the Captiva Island on Saturday or tomorrow. Tiffany Gold came back to win, but way too tough of a race. She's got speed, but so do other horses in this race. But here was my thoughts with her. The 2's going to go. The 5 is absolutely going to go. And they're to the inside.
Yeah.
I don't foresee Tyler going on a suicide mission here. And nobody is going to outrun the quarter of 43 and 2 of Vindicate Cha-Cha. So can she sit a trip?
Yeah, that's why I picked the 4. You're right. She did very well to draw outside of him. But, boy, she's also never been behind a horse but once in her last 8 starts at a half mile. So they are going to fly in this race. That's why I went with my Sonny Valentine, the 4. She's got a couple Tapeta wins here. freshened up. She doesn't want to route 2 turns on the turf. So I think she's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's going to be closing late, and I
Yeah.
think she'll get just the kind of setup for it.
Yeah, as is the one Bodacious Bren. And Fortuna Bella. I mean, you're just trying to pop this field on the front, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I am spreading in this
Okay.
leg.
Yeah, it's
I
a big
am.
spread
Yep,
race.
yep. I am spreading. So.
Yeah, I think so too. Race number 8 is at a flat 1-turn mile. It's an optional claimer for 4-year-olds and up. Big scratch of the 2 Catalytic, as well as the 9 on the outside, Power Humor. You've got the Thor. I'm glad you pulled this replay up. The Thor ran huge last time. He ran so much better than Catalytic, even though he lost to Catalytic. He middle moved, and it just was too much.
Well, that was I think it was a little premature, and it cost him. And he ran his eyeballs out. Let's just be honest here. But it was just a little bit too early. But that's okay, because guess what? Now we're cutting back. Yeah. It's cool to see Junior Alvarado here today, and we'll see what he can do with this horse. But theoretically, I always had him on top. He's sharp, but your pick is going to be tough as well.
Yeah, I had him over Catalytic for sure. I thought he ran so much better. That race completely fell apart, and he did all the moving to get there.
Yep.
You saw the open length lead. But upstanding, I mean, he looks like he could be a really nice prospect. He'll be saddled today by Todd Pletcher's longtime assistant, Anthony Cimetta, Rapoli, St. Elias. Threw him to the Wolves last time in the Hooper. The maiden win was, I don't know if he ever got out of third gear.
That's so fair to say, and he paid the price for it in the Fred Hooper. And
too much.
Yeah, it's too much too soon. But when you win by 9 lengths going away like he did, you're supposed to take a shot in a race like that. But he just it hurt him in the long run, and now we'll get back here. This looks like a field he should be able to handle comfortably.
I would assume that. Now, there is other speed in here,
There
but
is.
the rail could be a little tricky. It's not like he's a just need the lead type.
No.
He just happened. I think he kind of fell on the lead 2 starts
because he was
back.
just too good. Yeah.
Too good. Yeah, exactly. Tennessee Lamb, I want to talk quickly about him. He's interesting, right? I know he's probably wants 2 turns for Rusty Arnold, but he got a turf tightener out of the way last time. He's got a lot of foundation for a cutback today.
He really does. We won on a sloppy track, a mile and 3/16 at Churchill, but one going away. He has back numbers that fit really well with this field here. But one thing that I have a problem with horses like him is he runs really fast every time, but he's not winning those races, and that's what kind of bothers me a bit.
It took him a while to break through. I don't think much of God's timing, but I do want to, you have to mention Safi scratched out Catalytic. He's going to run the 4 God's timing. Fun one in the finale. 7.5 on the turf. The rail's at 31 feet. Again, an optional claimer here for the fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. It's a clean field of 10. You are on. I went back and forth on who to make the favorite in this race. The reason I didn't, we're going to show it, right?
Yes,
She's a Tempest was 4th, beaten 2.5 lengths. You got these horses like Deflection, who was 100-1, and Mobe Princess. They're only a length or 2 behind her at 71-1.
Yeah, that's not a great sign. But to be fair for She's a Tempest, she was coming off the ship from Aqueduct. That was her first try going 2 turns on the turf, first try on the turf, and I think she can just improve off of that. Like she was defeated by, Spinning Colors, so I'm not really a huge fan of, but Madam Mischief used to be good in her day, and Big Beautiful ran well for Dutrow, so she galloped out really well, I will say that, and we'll get an extra we're going to cut back. I retract that, never mind.
This is a tricky race. Sinead, who I ended up making the favorite, she was a New York bred at 35-1 in an open stakes last time. We're going to see these gals tomorrow. Or one of Opono's Open Just to Care in the Captiva Island. She's beaten a length and 3/4.
Yeah, she ran really big, and now we'll stretch out, which is good because it seems like she should be able to handle it at least, and she ran well. Where does Javier put her in the race? That's what I wonder.
Yeah, it's always interesting with these turf sprinters when they stretch out. They always chase these hellacious splits, and it looks like they're closers, but then if you extrapolate that, you could say, well, she could be on the lead if he wants her to be.
Yeah.
I like the post. I like the upside. I like that the New York bred Jorge Abreu brought her down here to run, not to leg up to get ready for the turf season in New York.
Yep.
I'm excited to see her stretch out today. We're both fading Diamond Vega. I think maybe that's the real play in this.
Yeah,
this race, right?
I think so too.
Yeah.
She's coming out of a good race,
Yeah.
anybody but you race, but look, maybe you give her an excuse. It was a long layoff, but still, she's hard. I don't know.
No, I thought she
just
was
doesn't
very
seem any
flat.
good. Yeah.
Now maybe she improves a little bit, but I thought she was very, very
Yeah.
flat in that spot. Big lightning round for a Friday. We'll take a look at it now. Of course, it is a mandatory on Sunday, regardless of what happens today or tomorrow or yesterday, for that matter. So we still expect $1 million in the pool. It'll be big balloons, especially if we run through 2 days with it being unhit.
Yep, it will still be big and a great sequence. We'll have videos out there. It'll be it's a fun weekend.
It's not an easy sequence, I
Nope.
promise you that. The Women's Summit coming up with each day 1 day closer. Actually, now that I think of it, 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today, a handicapping seminar will recognize Sherry Holmes Sterling. Claudia and myself will be giving you some wagering tips. It'll be a very fun day getting the Florida Derby weekend going.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yep.
My goodness, coming up quick. Go to the website, check that out. You can get your tickets there. Coast to coast. We got some late breaking news. They're going to be off the turf today.
Well, we'll do the Captiva
the
Island
Captiva
first.
Islands first. Okay, yeah, that's a fascinating rematch here. Just to Care and Epona's Hope. Epona's Hope, the speed horse, again tomorrow.
Yep, she is. And Just to Care ran really well here. She never switched leads, though. I think she kind of paid the price a little bit for her huge Abadanja win. But a very, very fun race. And that is the start tomorrow of the Tropical Turf Pick 3.
That's going to be a good one tomorrow as well. We'll see. That's a fascinating rematch. You got the Stalker Closer against the speed horse with this course out there. I jumped the gun a little bit. This coast to coast again every Friday and Saturday here at Gulfstream, and Sunday for that matter, here at Gulfstream and Santa Anita. Unfortunately, like we said, we got that late breaking news. They're going to be off the turf there today.
Got a lot of rain this week there, unfortunately, but still very fun sequence to play. Retail only, 15% low takeout, so get involved.
Yep, TT Pick 3 is back today on a turf sequence, $3 minimum, 15% takeout.
2, 5, and 9 today, so make sure to get involved. Such a player-friendly wager, a fun wager as well.
Always pays more than the parlay.
Yeah.
Best bet for you today.
It is put the crazy away.
All right.
I've been told that a couple times.
We both have her on top. Not my best bet. That comes later. I'll take the low-hanging fruit with Bellato's Beach. A lot of people will single in the Rainbow. Again, Rainbow starts new today. Your long shot?
It is No Tip Tony for me.
All right. That's the opener, right?
Nope. Third race.
Oh, third race. I'm in one race earlier, and that is race number 2. I'm right back with Ipanema Princess. Was my long shot last time. We will hope for a better fate today. It's 23 minutes to post. We're happy to have you aboard on this 9-pack for a Friday. Pete Aiello is upstairs with your scratches and changes.